This is the Oppo Reno15 Pro, or as it's called in some markets, the Oppo Reno15 Pro Mini. So how mini is this phone, and could it be the compact device you've been waiting for? And we'll go for GSM Arena and let's find out in our Oppo Reno15 Pro Mini review. The Oppo Reno15 Pro Mini is something like a compact flagship, but while its specs are good, they aren't quite at the top of the food chain. Still, the phone packs an advanced triple camera setup, including a 200 megapixel main cam, a 3.5x zoom, and an ultra-wide. And beyond that, there's a high-end chipset and a 6200 mAh battery, all within a relatively small form factor. Calling this phone mini might be a bit of a stretch. It's actually bigger and heavier than the iPhone 17. The looks are iPhone-esque, with this camera arrangement and flat glass back. The flat frame is made of aluminum, and the phone's matte finish makes it hard to smudge. There is advanced ingress protection here too, rated at IP68 and IP69 against dust, water submersion, and water jets. The display of the Reno is a 6.32-inch OLED panel with a high resolution, a 120Hz refresh rate, and Gorilla Glass 7 eye protection. The display is nice, it's quite sharp at 460 ppi, and it has support for 10-bit color depth and HDR10+ video playback. The screen is quite bright too, especially within the gallery, which gets an additional boost on Oppo phones. There we measured to over 2200 nits in automatic brightness mode, and this got even brighter, over 3500 nits, when measuring a small portion of the screen. The refresh rate handling is not as advanced as flagships packing LTPO tech. You get 120Hz to smooth out your swiping and scrolling, and this can dial down to a minimum of 60Hz when the screen is idle to save power. The Reno15 Pro has stereo speakers, and they have very good loudness and excellent audio quality with deep and rich sound. You can listen for yourself with our comparison tool linked below. We'll mention that there is an option for a volume boost marked 300%. It brings excellent loudness, but the audio quality suffers. For biometrics, there's an under-display fingerprint reader of the optical variety, and it works well. And the phone has an IR blaster, so you can use it to remotely control other devices with. The Reno comes with 256 or 512 gigs of storage on board, and that's not microSD expandable. The interface of the 15 Pro is Oppo's ColorOS 16 running on top of Android 16. It's quite similar to what you get on phones from the sister companies Realme and OnePlus. In the app drawer, you get a tab where your apps are automatically grouped into categories. The smart sidebar offers a space for shortcuts, which open apps in a pop-up window. When they minimize, there are tabs that make them easy to call back up from the sidebar. And speaking of bars, you get a black bar around the selfie cutout, which holds icons for playing media and timers, just like on the iPhones. The Reno15 Pro Mini packs some AI-based features too. There's a search function that's always available on the home screen. It can search for functions within your settings and supported apps, and give suggestions if you need help doing something on the phone. The Mind Space is a place where you can keep your shortcuts and notes. It uses AI to sort the info so it's easier to find later. And other AI features include an AI writer which can generate text, AI Translate for your translation needs, and AI Voice Scribe, which can read text out loud to you and describe images. With the AI Studio app, you can generate images or animations, or have the program give a new look to your existing images. And there are quite a few AI-based photo editing tools in the gallery as well, including an object eraser. As for support, the Reno will get 5 years of major ColorOS updates and 6 years of security patches. At the heart of the Oppo Reno15 Pro is a Dimensity 8450 chipset. It's high-end, though not cutting-edge like the Dimensity 9500 you get in Oppo's true flagships. In benchmarks, the 15 Pro does a good job, with scores that are still quite respectable, more like what you'd expect from a flagship killer. There's plenty of raw power here for smooth everyday performance, and running games too. The phone's sustained performance isn't too great though. In our prolonged CPU stress test, the Reno did an okay job, but in the GPU-based test, the thermal throttling was rather drastic, all the way down to 35%. As I mentioned earlier, the 15 Pro has a 6200 mAh battery, and the resulting battery life is quite respectable. The phone earned a great active use score of over 17 hours in our tests. The Reno supports 80-watt charging through a proprietary SuperVOOC charger, which is bundled with the phone in some markets. With this adapter, the charging speed isn't too speedy, but it's alright considering the large battery. We charged from 0 to 62% in half an hour, and a full charge took 54 minutes. Now the cameras. The Reno15 Pro Mini has a 200-megapixel main camera, a 50-megapixel 3.5x telephoto zoom, and a 50-megapixel ultra-wide camera with autofocus. Overall, the phone is a reliable stills camera, and during the day it produces great results with all three of its rear cameras. You can count on wide dynamic range and pleasing colors, plus generally good, but not class-leading detail. The phone is quite adept at portraits too. Low light performance is good, with no major faults on any of the cameras, but again slightly underwhelming detail. The 50-megapixel selfie camera stands out with its extra wide lens. It's also nice to have autofocus here. And the cropped mode, which gives you a more typical field of view, still comes out quite solid. The Reno15 Pro can record video in up to 4K at 60 FPS across the board, and you get nearly flawless stabilization. Overall, detail is alright on the main camera and the telephoto, but it's substandard on the ultra-wide. Besides that, colors and dynamic range are looking great, both during the day and at night. So that's the Oppo Reno15 Pro. It's pretty great all around, with excellent battery life, a solid chipset, and a nice display. The cameras are quite good too, even by flagship standards, and this phone is actually a lot cheaper than a flagship. Our only real issue here was with the thermal management. The performance dipped a lot during our stress tests, but in the real world it probably would never cause an issue, unless you're a gamer. If that doesn't faze you, the Reno15 Pro Mini is a competitive compact phone that's worth recommending. Thanks for watching, guys. Here are a couple of compact alternatives on the market, the Xiaomi 15 and the Samsung Galaxy S25. Let us know what you think down below, and I'll see you on the next one.